getting some show tips this weekend. We had Morton Downey Jr.
No,
the
we
first
certainly
day,
did.
and we even had the president for you, kind of.
Yes.
But I thought that I should add a suggestion or two. I can help her out, and this is something that works both on Good Morning America and on this show, and that's that you have to have hot bookings. I mean, it's very important. You're dead without them. Hot bookings.
Hot, hot. You're right. We have got to have hot. That's why I have brought along today some people that fit that bill. How is this for hot, Joan?
All right, I'm ready.
The most popular rap group in the world, the winners of the first Grammy ever for rocking rap music, ladies and gentlemen, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
All right, our first guest is a friend of Joan's, and she rarely does interviews.
Well, that's true. But when I called her, she said that she'd be delighted to be on this show. In fact, after the past 2 days, Joan, I feel quite confident. So would you mind if I gave this interview a shot by myself?
I think that's great. All right, let's change seats, okay? You can take the host seat, and I'll move over here to the co-host seat and take it away.
Vanessa Redgrave is a world-renowned actress. She has appeared on the London stage, on Broadway, and she's won an Oscar for Julia and countless other awards. She's a lady who is not afraid to speak from the heart. So would you please welcome a very good friend of mine, Vanessa Redgrave.
Okay, thank you.
Crutch, you just had some knee surgery, right?
Yes, I did, but it's doing fine, and I'm going to get both your autographs on my stick before I leave, all right?
Well, oh, yes, you've got autographs. What actually happened to it?
Well, I tore some cartilage in the production we were doing of Orpheus Descending, and but they do extraordinary surgery now. They put a camera in your knee, and the surgeon watches it on television, and I watched it on television too.
Oh my God!
It was extraordinary.
How terrifying. Do they not do that in
Last
England?
Friday, and you see I'm walking on with a stick.
So you had surgery last Friday? That's incredible. Vanessa, it's so rare that you give interviews, and I'm thrilled that you're here, but why actually did you come here?
I came for you.
Do you remember the last time that we met?
Yes, I do. The last time we met, we were, in a way, competing with each other, which I'm sure we never would be any other time. And you won hands down. Your mini-series was Sins.
Yes.
And
Yours
my
was Peter the
mini-series
Great.
was Peter the Great. And you won.
Oh,
and
well.
I came to your house and saw it, and that was the last time we met.
Oh, that's
And it was
right.
too long ago, so I wanted to come and see you again.
You are sweet. Yes, we
And
don't
meet
see
you
you in,
too.
London.
I'll sign the stick.
We had some interesting people on earlier. We had Liz Smith and we had Jean Wolfe, and we were talking about gossip and how they sort of come and take over our lives or try to. Does it bother you when they write things about your personal life in the newspapers? Or
Well, you know, there's not a blanket answer to that.
no,
I mean,
not
if
really.
it's like so-and-so has a daughter and a son and her husband and her grandparents were, I mean, who would mind? Of course not.
Exactly, but they make things up.
sometimes things are said which are not true or speculation, and then we all mind, don't we?
Oh, absolutely. But, you know, you're somebody who's not afraid to speak her mind, and I really admire that because, you know, a lot of people don't understand that, particularly from women. So you have a tremendous inner strength, and where do you think that comes from?
Well, Joan, I don't know that I do. I don't think that's to say this inner strength comes from me. I think you're very strong.
Wow.
And anybody who's read your autobiographies about your days when you were starting as an actress and in films and everything would admire you for the same thing. No, they would. I'm being really serious because you had a very tough time of it, as a lot of actors and actresses do, but people often don't know what a tough time we do have.
Well, I do think that's something that
Working.
people don't
Isn't that
understand
true?
about actors.
But where
and
do you get
actresses.
your strength? You just get your strength from feeling this is something you must do, and then you find that other people have got the same sort of standards, and you meet each other and you say, well done. And it's a bit difficult now, but, well, keep going, don't give up.
Yes.
Don't they say that to you?
Yes, they do.
Well, they say that sort of
You know,
thing,
you're
and they
wonderful
say it
because
to
you've
you,
got,
I
you've got
expect.
such strong opinions about so many issues. Have you ever thought about having your own show about, you know, going on and being able to talk about the major issues, for example, that concern you, the things that go on in the world today?
I haven't ever thought of that. What does interest me is making documentaries so that other people who never get a chance to say what's on their minds would have a chance. I do have a chance to say what I feel, in the right time and the right place. But, you know, there's millions of people in the world who don't get much of a chance, and I admire very much those efforts that have been made, not only through documentaries, but also some television shows which have made a point of giving people who nobody asks their opinion about anything, that, or gives them enough time to really say what they think.
Is that...
And I think that's something very worthwhile doing and very, very important. Worthwhile doing professionally, but terribly important, because it shouldn't only be famous people who say what they think.
Exactly.
It should be
Well, do you think that
millions of people who know a lot about a lot of problems should have a chance to speak about them.
Do you think that there's too much censorship today on television and in the cinema, for example?
There are a lot of efforts at censorship. Certainly in England, we've had a lot of experience of this, especially over the last 2 or 3 years. In fact, one of the first attempts, they weren't successful in this case, was after your miniseries went out with Sins, and because there was the early part of your story, you were playing a woman who, when she was young, had been in Nazi-occupied France.
Yes.
And had been tortured, her family tortured, arrested, and she'd been attacked and raped by a Nazi officer. And, well, these things happened.
They tried to stop it.
I wonder what you must think about what's going on in the whole Eastern Bloc right now. I'm hearing you talk. Are you surprised by...
Well, Stalinism is collapsing, and that is wonderful. And we're living in a new world as of today, because millions of people have done that. And it was bound to happen one day, and too many lives have been wasted. But today, that situation is completely changed.
I think that I could talk to you all afternoon. I would love to do that, but I'm afraid that we can't talk anymore. So it's lovely to see you.
Thank you,
I'll see you
Joan.
soon,
I
darling.
hope your knee
Lovely
gets
to
better.
see you.
Great, yes, I'll let you